Hello, hello. It is Kyle Springer here at the top of the show with a quick note. Later on in the podcast, we cover a story about a number of women coming forward against PlayStation, claiming sexual harassment and sexism and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, one of the responses of our hosts is not something that we want to stand behind and condone here at the Whatnauts. So I want to be very clear about that we believe the victims of abuse that come forward and express their situations, and we believe that the best course of action is to get them the help that they need first and foremost. Of course, you still want to investigate and verify those claims, but getting them the help that they need will always be the best scenario, the best thing to do there. So I did just want to be clear about that. I want to be clear that we have since talked to Alan to let him know where we stand, that we won't be condoning what he said, that this notes will be here at the top of the show. And in full transparency, I wanted to let you guys know that we will be leaving that section in the podcast, that it will be there in full, uncut, all that stuff. But I did want to mention that here at the top. I know I'm kind of repeating myself at this point, so without further ado, and despite all of this, we hope you enjoy the podcast.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Thursday, March 10th that we are recording this Mario Day, March 10th day. It is episode 111, 111. Coming up on today's show, we got a lot of PlayStation news, 100%, and Alan is upset about it all. Alan is upset about all of that PlayStation news, but it's also, like I just said, it is March 10th, Mario Day, that we're recording this, and that's why we're doing it. That's why we're recording on March 10th. My name is Gino Viteri, and I am joined by Kyle Springer. What's up, Kyle?
You guys are crazy. It's Martin Day. Who the fuck is Mario? It's Martin. Who's your favorite Martin? Martin Lawrence? Martin Scorsese? Right?
So that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. It's not an I-O, it's a 10.
Martin.
Idiots.
Okay, that makes so much more sense now. Because I always wondered.
Thank you
Ignacio
for the
Rojas. What's up,
Hey.
Ignacio? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you, Gino?
I'm doing good. I said dude. I meant to say I'm good, dude.
Okay.
But I'm good, dude. Thanks for asking.
Nice.
And like I said, Alan is extremely upset. So Alan, what do you think? What's going on, man?
Just apparent. I like how I didn't put that as upset. You put it, so I like how you apparently know how I'm feeling more than I do.
Yeah. I listened. I walked off and I heard. I heard
That emotional telepathy, you know.
Yeah. So guys, we are not recording live on Twitch. We are not live on Twitch, of course, because
Twitch
we have been
hates
banned.
us.
Yeah, we have been banned from Twitch. So we will fix that.
Which is crazy because we haven't been doing any hot tub streams or any ASMR, so I don't really know why we're banned.
Well, you weren't there for those.
That's fair.
Yeah, you weren't there for those. But I was. So I'm a Weasley little liar, like I mentioned to you guys, because I streamed on my Twitch right before this, and I want to tell you guys. I want to talk to you guys about what I was doing. So I was playing Horizon, right? Ignacio, I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
And
you
then-
there? Oh.
And then so I was talking about how every single NPC that you run into, they look like they're eating good. Every single NPC that you run into looks like they're eating 100% well. So I went to the cook in the first town that you go to. I forgot what it's called, Grinder or whatever.
The town that I'm still in.
You're still out. Okay, Grinder. You're still in
Chain
Grinder.
scrape.
Okay,
Chain
chain
scrape.
scrape. That's what it's
Scraper.
called. I went to the cook and I looked around him. That guy's making some tomahawk steaks, dude. Some big ass porks. These huge porks, you know. And he's just cooking good for this town, right?
Hell
So then
yeah.
I went ahead and then my mind went to cooking meat in the forest for some reason. I don't know why I thought of it.
Okay.
So then I went to some YouTube videos and I looked up cooking meat in the forest.
Okay.
And then I found this one guy that does ASMR videos of him cooking meat in the forest. And let me tell you guys, he is
Good stuff.
absolutely incredible. That was some good stuff, dude. But here's the thing. I watched 3 videos, right? And they gradually got sexier or more sexual as they progress.
In what sense?
So this is how I'm gonna. So this is what
person
happened.
cooking it or the
He
food?
was cooking
No.
it in the first video and then something else in that third.
So look, so this is what happened. Let me tell you. So the first one, he's cooking a
Somehow
steak.
he wound up
in the
on his
woods.
OnlyFans and like
Yeah. Different
I
kind
thought
of
I was
meat.
getting there. I thought I was
Different
getting
kind of
there.
meat.
Because he was cooking a steak, the first video, he just showed it to us, showed it, He was holding from the bone. He was showing us the meat. Then he slapped it onto the rock. He cooked it on a rock. And then that's it. He made it. So I get to a second video, right? And then he's showing the meat, but this time he's rubbing it. Now he's rubbing the meat, right?
Slap
he's
that
flipping it
meat,
around and
that
rubbing
meat.
it, And
I
then
like where this is going.
Like, is he just rubbing it to show you it, or is he like actually like basing it to like get it ready?
no, he's just showing it to us. He's showing it. He's like this, and he's rubbing it. He's rubbing it.
He is showing how he rubs his meat. Okay.
He's just honestly, maybe it was a really good piece of meat. He was just showing you that even with touch, it's very tender.
I'll be honest
and
with
usually to inspect the meat, you have to touch it to kind of know how tender it is.
It was a very
Makes
good
sense.
piece of meat. It was a very good piece of meat, and he rubbed it very nice and gentle. That's where I was like, okay, this is getting
you rub
sexual.
you rub it long enough, it eventually becomes soft. Okay.
Genteel.
and sexual.
Genteel.
So then I get to the third video, right? And then he slaps the meat down on the wooden board. And then guess what he puts next to it? A freaking chain. He puts a chain next to the meat. So it's like, wow, this is getting extremely like BDSM sexual now. So he starts chopping the meat into big quarters and then slapping it on the wood. Then he punctures the meat and then sticks the chain through it and then sticks his hand and then like it got real sexual, man. It got real sexual real quick. It was really crazy.
I think I like to imagine the videos weren't sexual. You were just projecting how you felt onto the video.
I was actually extremely turned on by the meat. You guys should watch that meat. Oh my gosh. That was so good, dude. So anyway, yeah, that's what I was doing.
God.
You guys had a
Anyways,
I was just playing Elden Ring, so nothing super exciting.
Okay, cool.
well, before we get into Elden Ring,
Yes.
Gino, you are a real gamer now.
I am a
You're
real gamer now?
Twitch star now. Yeah, you got the fancy RGB lights and all that stuff
dude,
behind you.
Look at me. Look at me.
Looking
I have
good.
this beautiful
Looking
camera
good.
now. Sony A6000. I got a light right here, a pink light that is behind me, and I look super beautiful. Final Fantasy here related. Haven't dropped that game, Ignacio. There's a Final Fantasy portrait related behind me. Final Fantasy related portrait behind me. I mean,
Proud of you.
So there you go.
Represent Gino.
Yeah.
But
And I
he is
see
about
that,
to start his Chocobo GP career,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah,
all about to go
that's how
down
he's
the
gonna
drain,
justify
so, yeah.
It's still Final Fantasy. That's how
That's
he's
still
going to
Final
justify.
Fantasy. Yeah, 100%. There you go. So then why don't we get, since we're talking about Chocobo GP, which I have not played, why don't we get into what we actually are playing, my friends? So I want to go ahead and start with Alan mentioned Elden Ring, and I have not talked about Elden Ring, right? Did I
Elden
talk
Ring.
about it? Did I talk
Have
about
you?
it last time?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I
you said
think
you
no.
were going to play it.
Yes, I said I was going to play it, so I haven't talked about it.
He
when I
did
said
go
that.
on record saying this is going to be the one from Soft Game he will beat.
Yes, and I have gotten, I think I'm pretty deep in right now. I'm like 40 hours in.
Wow.
40 hours in. And I'm doing well, man. I'm doing good. I'm playing with my friends and we're blasting through it. And I'm having so much fun with this game, dude. It did that, that meme where it's the guy with the girlfriend and he's looking at the other person,
Yeah.
Elden Ring did that to Horizon for me. I was really enjoying Horizon, but then Elden Ring.
We already knew that was going to happen though. Like
Yeah,
Horizon just never stood a chance.
But here's the thing. I don't like Bloodborne. I'll be honest with you. I don't like Bloodborne. I don't care for any of the Souls games. I tried all of them. I was like, nah, this is not for me. So I was thinking Elden Ring, you know what? I'm going to try it because I like to follow the crowd and I'm a stupid little person like that. So I ended up following the crowd and I was like, this is actually extremely good. You know, this is an extremely fun game. I have not played any of these or ever even gotten close to beating any of them. So the fact that I'm able to get as far as I'm doing with this one, and like, it's after like a few tries. Like I'm like learning these bosses and I'm trying them and I'm trying them and I'm trying them.
Once
that's
you
what I mean. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You see, if you give a game a try, and even if you keep getting beaten the first or the second time, you just have to keep going and going.
And here's the
son of a bitch, never give Sifu that chance.
Yeah, well, here's the trick. Here's the trick. It's incredibly frustrating when you keep dying, but it's that cathartic feeling. It's that joy when you finally win. It makes all the pain worth it.
But here's the difference, which you stupid souls persons don't realize. You know what I mean? I'm sorry for saying stupid. Let's just say you damn ass souls people don't realize. If I have a hard time with that boss, I'm leaving and going somewhere else.
Well, and you'll eventually have to go back.
I will come back, but this time with a damn ass big sword and fuck that guy up. You know what I mean? So that's the part of it that I'm enjoying. If I'm having a hard time on this boss, I'm gonna go fight some other little things, eventually run into maybe another mini boss, and I could do that one. I ended up doing that one. And then I get stronger and stronger until I go back to his boss and mess his ass up. You know what I mean? So being able to do that, which you can't do in Sifu, if I'm stuck in the club, I'm stuck in the club, you know?
You can't,
I'm stuck in the club.
You didn't give Sifu a chance.
If I'm stuck,
like, we in here, we in the club, y'all.
if I'm stuck at the tutorial boss for Bloodborne, freaking screaming ass bridge boss or whatever, I can't go any further.
You do know that the screaming bridge boss in Bloodborne is optional.
The tutorial boss?
You're talking about the cleric beast on the bridge of Bloodborne.
It's optional? Okay, but
is the next
you don't
boss
have to fight
that boss.
Every boss is optional in the Elden Ring games, dude.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Technically, they are. You don't have to beat the boss.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
If you want to finish the game, then
certain bosses are optional, but there are mandatory ones.
So that's the difference between Elden Ring and a game like Bloodborne, per se. Like, if I get to Father Gascoigne, I'm not going to be able to get past that area unless I beat Father Gas.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in Elden Ring, if I couldn't beat Margit or whatever, Marjorie, I can go the other way around and get past that area. But why would I want to get past that area when there's so much behind them? You know what I mean? There's so many other things to do.
I think I was reading a thing. Technically, Margaret is optional, and there's actually a shopkeeper, Gino, that you could buy an item to make Margaret easier.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I did that without it. I beat that guy first try did.
Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to like find patches before Margaret. Like, I didn't find patches till like a fucking week and a half later, and I was like,
which one's Margaret?
The first one, dude. The first
Margaret's the first, but it's I thought it was Margaret.
So,
it's the person that's the first thing you fight when you get to Stormvale.
Margaret, the first boss, the first big boss. Gosh.
Oh, okay.
Margaret, whatever.
The thing about that one,
you can just go around the castle and keep going.
You can do that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So see, now I lost my train of thought because you're just trying to find out who the hell Margit is. So the thing about that is, with Margit specifically, everyone was saying like, "Oh my God, this boss is like the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3. Is so hard, is crazy, and all that stuff." And I was like, "What are Dark Souls people talking about? This boss was extremely easy, dude."
Honestly, the only as a melee build, the only thing difficult about Margaret is that Margaret has incredibly long combo strings. That's the only thing that makes Margaret particularly difficult. Is the long combos. So
the game is great. I think if you're a person that isn't into Souls games or anything like that, I think the game is definitely worth a try. Because something that all these Souls players say is that you can make it easy by your build or whatever. And I'm realizing that as well. Because if you go in with certain different types of builds, like I have a friend that's a mage and he one-shots people. But obviously, if he gets hit, he's going to die easily.
Well, it's also the work that you use. Like, it's not just the build. It's also how you build it, what ability you're using, what comments your play style. Like, it's not just that itself. It's your own play style as well.
Yeah. So you can make the game easy for yourself. And I guess that's like that built-in sort of difficulty thing that everyone's talking about. But this is the same thing. The world is freaking incredible. Like, it's a really beautiful world. And just exploring it, even if you can't like beat a certain boss or whatever, going somewhere else and exploring and then finding something random is super cool. It's just so incredible. And not having any sort of, markers on the map for quests or anything and all that stuff. Like, it's very different than what I'm used to, but I'm not bothered by it. I'm like, let me just go wherever the heck I go. And then if I realize I'm not supposed to be here, I'll come back eventually, and then I'll go somewhere else and find that out. So there's a lot of journeys to be had in this game for sure.
That's my one complaint with the game, is that I feel like it is so open that you need to pay so much attention to everyone, to every dialogue and whatever, and still to know where to go. Or, for example, I didn't know that there were quests in the game until I found out that in order to continue with one dungeon that I was on, that I needed a certain item. So I went to look for it online to see what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that there's this one woman that you meet at the beginning of the game, which I also missed. I also didn't know she was there.
You missed Rennie, didn't you?
The woman that gives you the veil and the
yeah, you missed Rennie.
I had no idea that she was there because I didn't think of going back to the church
at night.
Yeah, at night. And that, and so I miss her, and so I had to figure out how to find her. So I had to go to this other place, go through the whole dungeon over there, get to her. And she kind of tells you what to do.
It's
but then she also doesn't tell you. You have to go to speak to these people that tell you, oh hey, I'm gonna go to this one place.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I think I know where that is. I get there. Where the hell is this guy? I go through the whole place, and in this one random place he is, and he tells me something, and I pay attention, and I read it, and I reread it, and whatever, and I have no idea what to do next. Where to find the next guy.
So it's like that, where like, oh, you have to speak to Rennie at the top of the tower in Renee's tower. But before that, you have to fight the Crystal Knight. And then after the Crystal Knight, you're going to go through this path and get past that dragon. Then you got to get past the dragon, climb up to the top of the tower, talk to Ranny, then talk to her advisors downstairs that weren't there before. And then you got to talk to them, each one multiple times. And then you have to go somewhere entirely
multiple
different.
Times you have to do it.
You got to take this elevator inside this forest to go down. Then somehow you have to find out that you have to light 8 torches to fight the boss here.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't know that's what the torches did.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know why you guys are confused. Like Ignacio, I missed Rainy, because she goes by 2 different names depending when you talk to her. I missed her at the Church of Ella as well. I found Rennie's Rise past the castle as the dungeon. You mentioned it, Ignacio. I talked to her. I don't know why you guys act like it's so confusing. You talk to Rainy. She says, talk to her advisors. You talk to her advisors. The wolf guy says, yeah, meet me. He literally says, meet me at Mistvale. There's a place on there that says Mistvale.
What part?
Mistvale is when you look.
No, I know the general location.
No, but there's a site of grace that says Mistvale Woods. That is the place he tells you to meet him. You go there. There's a well. You go down there. You talk to him down there.
But
what does
where
he say?
Down there?
What? Because you explore, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, but he's in this one random place.
You fucking talk to him. You talk to him.
Players that
you talk to him, and what does he say? I don't understand this magic stuff. Selvis is better at this. Okay.
Who the fuck is Selvis?
He's the other advisor. When you talk to him, he goes, my name is Selvis. I'm in service to Rennie.
But where is he?
He's literally, you talk to him as the advisor, and he goes, my tower is right next door. Oh my God, on your fucking map, there's another tower next to Rennie's.
Was he in the other tower?
Yeah,
yes.
that tower.
Then you go back and talk to Selvas. He tells you the secret. You talk to the wolf guy. The wolf guy literally says,
This is really confusing.
The wolf guy says, the wolf guy literally says, we have to go fight Lord Radon at Radon's castle in Caelid to the east. Holy shit. You fucking know where to go.
Alan, if you're so good at it, what's the wolf guy's name then?
That I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
Freaking loser, dude. Learn their names.
Because the wolf guy tells you his name. The wolf guy tells you his name once. Selvas tells you his name multiple times because he's full of himself.
Okay. So huge lore in this game. Absolutely incredible.
I don't know. The side quests in the other Souls games were also as rudimentary.
I never played any other Souls game.
This isn't. You guys are complaining it's open and confusing. This is literally how all the Souls games side quests work.
But I've never played any other game. I would complain about it too.
This is how they all work. That's why you have to pay attention.
I don't have it as a complaint.
I think it's helping your argument.
I think it's funny though. I do think it's funny though because there's some things that I'm like, how did people figure this out, dude? How did you find this person here? And then there's just random stuff like that. I think it's cool about the game, but I would not. I personally don't play this without a guide. If I need to get something, I'm going to look it up. How do I get here? How do I do that or whatever? So, and that's how, I like doing that because I'm not going to try and figure it out. Fuck that, dude.
See, I'm like 115 hours in and I haven't even gone to the upper plateau yet. I actually ended up checking. I don't read a guide or anything, but I use when I finally got done exploring what I thought was everything and found everything, I found the Elden Ring Wiki's interactive map that doesn't actually tell you anything. It just shows you stuff on the map.
Oh yeah.
I only missed 3 optional dungeons and 6 Site of Graces, and that's all I missed in the game so far.
That's a real Dark Souls player right there.
So Alan,
man,
do you have the ability to upgrade your ashes?
Yes, I've had that.
Yeah, see, I didn't know you could do that. I heard some stream saying you could do that, so I looked it up on Google, and it said,
you can't
go meet this one woman who will tell you to do this one thing, go find the other person, then go back to her, then she will be in the round table, so go talk to her, then go to the smith, then go back to her, then go back to the smith, then go back to her, and then she gives you the ability to do that.
That's what you gotta do. I'm sorry to tell
you.
Okay,
you can't level up your Ashes of War. You can level up the Spear Ashes. That's the clarification. Literally, you find the girl, you talk to her, she wants to find purpose. All right, you move on. Nothing happens. When you end up dying or get the invite and you go to round table, first time you go to round table, the girl is there. I don't remember what her name is. You talk to her, she's there. She mentions she's a big fan of the blacksmith. You talk to the blacksmith. He mentions that he doesn't want to take her under her wing and he doesn't deserve it. Then you go talk to her, tell her what he told you. She says, I'll talk to him. You play the game for a little bit or you rest. Literally, you can go to the round table, rest. What?
Do you have any other opinions on the game?
God,
I don't know. The guide said that there was more to it.
No, it's really simple.
Okay.
No, my only real complaint with the game is technically the beginning of the game. Limgrave, the region itself, because the game is very open. I do feel the just kind of riding your horse and just wandering around. I feel like the moment-to-moment gameplay, at least only in the beginning, I'm far once you pass Limgrave, the moment-to-moment becomes far more engaging. But especially in Limgrave, that moment-to-moment of just riding around looking for anything to fight or finding everything, the game feels so open that it's beautiful, mind you, but it's hollow and it's kind of boring. I found the introductory area of Limgrave to be kind of open and kind of boring. But now that I'm further and I found Ray Lucaria, Caelid, and all these other areas, the game's moment-to-moment area of exploration is far more engaging. But yeah, that opening area of Limgrave is kind of boring.
I think that's just meant to introduce you to the world, right? To make it easier for you as a player. Obviously, if you're starting up, Limgrave is going to be an easier location with less enemies and easier enemies.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing to do there.
But
I can see that.
You end up meeting the freaking the tree sentinel or whatever that fucks you up immediately as soon as you walk down there. So, but yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, I figure that's to make it easier for people.
I'm gonna close out my thoughts with: if you get lost at any point, I love the community. I love the messaging community because Gino, Ignacio, if you guys ever get stuck, try finger, butthole.
Yeah. Or
try jumping. Try jumping.
Try jumping, that one too. Or the hundreds of messages that are up against walls that say secret passage here.
Or no, but you get the ones before that says no hidden path, but praise the message. All right.
Yeah. Or layer ahead or whatever it is.
Or it'll be in front of random animals or enemies and it just says dog.
So Kyle, you have triangle strategy.
I have one more complaint.
One more complaint. A complaint. Okay, another one.
Yeah. Gino, I told this to you, but I regret picking the PC version. I do because it has so many
update. It's not good.
Yeah, it has so many technical problems where the game, for the first 30 minutes to an hour, it mostly happens, but it stutters way too much when you play it. And then apparently as you keep playing, it starts building cache, and that is what eventually makes it so that it doesn't stutter much, but it's still a bit present later on. So just mostly because of that, it is incredible how much stuttering is when you first start playing it. So that's one of the reasons. The other one is that it doesn't have crossplay. So the other night you, Gino, were playing with Matt, and I wanted to join you guys, but I'm on PC. You guys are on PS5, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
And then the other complaint is that one of the reasons that I wanted to play it on PC was that I have an ultra-wide screen, and the game refuses to accept ultra-wide. Apparently, the game can output on ultra-wide, but then it forces it back into the standard screen. And there is technically a way that you can make it ultra wide using a program that's very helpful for making unsupported games be ultra wide. But if you do that, you are risking getting banned because the game has an anti-cheating system. So in order to use it, you have to circumvent the anti-cheating system. But I haven't done it because I fear that at some point something's gonna get messed up. The anti-cheating system is gonna kick back in and ban me from the game.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of problems on PC specifically.
Yeah, and they released some updates. One of the updates said that, hey, one of the problems is that the game wasn't using the GPU at all. So we're fixing that. And to me, it made it worse.
Damn.
It was way worse. Like the first time that I played the game, it ran well. It ran super, super well. I didn't have any problems even at like maximum settings. And then the second time was after an update, and that's when shit got bad.
Yo, if you think Poison's bad, Scarlet Rot will make you think Poison's not as bad.
You think Scarlet Rot is bad? Try what is it, the thing that makes you mad? That makes you go crazy?
Madness.
Yeah, madness.
No.
I don't know if you guys have encountered that one.
No.
Madness?
No, if you think...
God, they have these weird names. I don't know if it is madness or not.
No, if you think madness is bad, you clearly have not been to the Lake of Rot, because holy shit.
No, I have been to Lake. I know, but have you encountered the one tower that is basically the Eye of
that just emits madness.
The Eye of Sora that emits madness. And the first couple of times that I died, I was like, what the fuck is going on? What am I going crazy?
All you do is just heal after each madness and just hide behind something and you're good.
Isn't it such a good game, guys?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's a great game.
It reminds me a lot of Breath of the Wild.
I do still think the lore and world building of Bloodborne is better, but Elden Ring is... I
couldn't tell you what the lore of the game is. I don't know what the story is.
Yeah.
I know we're talking a lot. The only other thing is, from playing almost all of the Souls games, I love all of the little neat mechanics that are homages to all of the Souls games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's good. So yeah, great game. Elden Ring, great game.
Kyle, when are you playing?
He won't.
Maybe if it comes to Game Pass. Maybe.
Cheapo.
One day. Maybe. We'll see.
I don't think so. I don't think I will.
Maybe.
Who knows?
So what have you been playing, Kyle? I do see Triangle Strategy here. I'm sure you've talked about that already a little bit.
Yeah, I talked a little
How's
bit
your
about
Talking
it
Simulator
last
game
week. So before I mention that, I do have to say I beat Horizon Forbidden West. Good game, but it's a game.
More of the same.
It is a game.
Horizon for me is going to be Return of last year. I'll have bought it, but I probably won't ever play it again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's good.
I liked it a lot. Like I had a blast playing it, but it is just very much the same. Setting up a third one, doing it. So it's just it was just like, okay, I've played this,
Horizon Forbidden South.
Right? Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't go. Well, you might not be wrong. I beat that one. But Project Triangle Strategy, which is now just known as Triangle Strategy.
It's no longer a project anymore. They did change the name. They dropped project. They dropped the weak part of the name.
The least amount of work you could do to come up with a name for this game. So I'm about 13 hours in right now. I'm at like chapter 6-ish, which if you guys played the original demo that they released like a year ago or so, that's where I'm at right now. I am at that section. Last week when I spoke about this, I was only like 2 hours in. I hadn't really gotten all that far. And my complaint is still kind of the same. There is a lot of dialogue in this game. Like so much.
I saw your tweet where you're like, I wish they just shut up already.
I mean, like that is like, on one hand, I hate how much there is, because I don't feel like I've gotten to actually play the game that much, despite being 13 hours in. But like at the same time, I also really enjoy the story, and I'm liking what they have given me so far, and I'm getting to a point where things are starting to be like, okay, I have some more freedom and I can do these types of things. I can go train over here. I can go do this and that. And so like it is starting to be like, okay, this is the game that I wanted to play. But yeah, there's so much dialogue in this game.
Did you play Octopath Traveler by chance at all, Kyle?
I did not, no.
Okay, because I don't remember too much about it, but I know I know they're different games, mind you, but they look kind of aesthetically the same. I know Octopath, I feel like from my memory, had a really great balance where you would have chunks of like kind of story and some dialogue, but it was dominantly gameplay. Like I feel like Octopath had a great balance of like, oh, there's like chunks of story, but it's not like it's going on too long. And then you have long periods of gameplay and then chunks of story again. Is that not how
it's not exactly. This I feel like has story mixed in there all the time, if that makes sense. But then there kind of like the Fire combat. Emblem. Sure, yeah. Then there is the like turn-based tactical combat, which I think is fantastic. And then they do these smaller sections, which are they call them explore sections. And it's basically you like wandering around freely, like in a town, just talking to people to gather information. And if you exhaust all of the like conversations, you'll probably learn some information that then opens up new dialogue trees down the road, if that makes sense. Yeah. So this game heavily relies on what choices you make. And depending on how you answer certain people, your conviction will change. Like maybe you value freedom more than something else. I forget exactly what the things are. But depending on what your scores are in these three things that the game kind of behind the scenes judges you on, then certain characters might team up with you. Or certain characters that are already in your party might not be convinced to go to certain locations, and they'll vote against you when it comes time to make a vote to be like, all right, well, where do we go next? Or what do we do next? They might be like, hey, I think we need to do this one thing. And you'll have the opportunity to be like, well, yeah, but we should probably go do this other thing instead. And they might just be like, well, from what you've told me and what you've shown me, I don't think that's what we should do. and then it might go in a different direction, and bad things might happen. It sounds like there's a lot of, there is, in the 13 hours that I've played, there is a lot of politics, and just there's a big war that's starting. It's a pretty involved game. I like it a lot, but if you're not really willing to sit through this story, that might hinder some people, especially early on in the
and that's
game.
Probably because it's a very political game, so the beginning has so much setup it needs to carry.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. And to explain, like, okay, here's what this thing does, here's how you do that, here's how you do this thing. But man, I am loving the combat in this game. It is fantastic. One of my favorite games of all time is Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. So I'm kind of biased when I'm gonna be like, I love this combat. But they, like, there's neat things that they do. Like, if you like, the mages in the game will focus on a certain thing. So there might be an ice mage or a fire mage or stuff like that. And they rarely do multiple types of spells, if that makes sense. But for example, if you have an ice mage on your team and you use an ice spell, it will leave the ground frozen. And people who are on those squares will have their movement speed reduced and their strength reduced. Because they're on ice. They need to, make sure they can stand up. But then if you cast a fire spell on that same spot, or just on that same spot, the ice will melt and will turn into a puddle. Then if someone is standing in that puddle and you cast an electric spell, right, it will electrify them, and do more damage. So there is neat stuff in there like that. That's just like, oh, okay. Like they're trying to get you to think of ways to use the environment and chain spells and different attacks in different ways that I think is really neat. And the game, on top of that, gives you a shit ton of characters to have on your squad. And you get these little character stories to convince them to come onto your team. But yeah, you will have a deep roster of all kinds of characters who believe in all sorts of different things, and they attack in certain ways. One that I was really fascinated by, one I don't think I will use, but one that I really enjoyed, just in like like, oh, that's neat. I have not seen that. They are a character that specializes in using items that you can get from like the store and stuff. So you can get these things that will like do fire damage or do poison damage and stuff like that. And usually in an RPG, I tend to not use things like that, except if it's like, okay, I'm out of magic and I need something, right, to just as like a last resort. But if this character uses those, he can throw them farther. They do more damage. They do like a wider damage. It's just neat how they have like all of these different characters that you can combine in different combos, and it makes you think just about how to use the environment. So if you like turn-based tactical stuff, don't sleep on this. This is a fantastic one.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of jealous of that because tactical games like that, they're never my jam. Like, I don't like those kind of games because I just like to kind of be quick paced in the action fighting.
This is very much a chess match. Yeah.
Yeah. Amy's likes Fire Emblem. She's more akin to those tactical games. But yeah, like I'll see a game and I'm like, oh, this looks super good. And they show the tactical gameplay and I'm like, all right, I'm out.
That happened yesterday. Yeah. We're about to talk about that. All right. So that's it. Oh, we're good?
Yep.
Talk about
good stuff.
All right, my friends. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the news.
We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
And we are back. I would like to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. Sam, thank you so much for everything you do, month by month, year by year, decade by decade. Thank you so much for all of that.
Thank you.
Any other shout outs or the shows, Kyle?
Yes, it has kind of been Batman week this past week here at the Whatnauts. We have a full spoiler cast up for The Batman. If you guys went to go watch that, I love it. It's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good. We also, on the review show, we read Batman Court of Owls. So if you are looking for some Batman comics to jump into after watching The Batman, go read Batman Court of Owls, because we have a review of that up on the review show. And then for the Captain's Log this past week, I asked Melissa a bunch of Riddler's riddles. Ones that he's asked from the comics and TV shows and cartoons and all that stuff, just to see how she would do. And that was a lot of fun. So you guys should go check that out on the Captain's Log. And I don't think I said where the spoiler cast of the Batman is. That is on the Reactor Core. So you guys can go check all of that stuff out there. So yeah.
All right. Awesome. All right, my friends, let's get into the big news of the week. Okay, so we are, like I said, PlayStation heavy today, 100%. Some good, some bad. But we got here number one. We had a PlayStation State of Play on Wednesday, so yesterday from when we're recording this. And it was about 20 minutes long, around there, right? And they showed some new games, some games we've already seen, some trailers and all that stuff. So we're going to go through all of it and we'll talk about what we think here. So I'm just going to start mentioning the games here, guys, in order that they were announced. We could talk about them a little bit because it's not that many. It was very short. So we'll go ahead and start here. The State of Play started with the announcement of Exo Primal, which is
by Capcom.
By Capcom.
Yeah.
It's a 2023. It's coming out in 2023. It's a co-op action game where you fight dinosaurs and like these mechs.
A ton of dinosaurs.
Yeah, so
like a ridiculous amount of dinosaurs.
I thought this game looked interesting.
Like 3 dinosaurs.
I thought this game looked
more
interesting.
More like 3,000 dinosaurs.
But it was something that I would do if it was free. What do you guys think? How did you feel about this game, Alan? What did you think? You didn't like it?
I like everybody else, when the trailer started playing, I was like, oh, we're finally going to get Dino Crisis.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And from even Susie Hunter on Twitter, and even from what I know, we saw the not Regina asset character. So that was kind of a letdown. But yeah, Exo Primal, it just looks like one of those games that just kind of feels like it's going to come out and people are going to just forget about it almost instantly.
It does look like one of those. It's pretty easy to tell about that. It's pretty easy to notice that when you see a trailer, that this game is just going to be one of those. So,
It looks like it'll at some point they'll be like, yeah, we've got a beta, jump in, play it.
Yeah.
People will play it, the game will come out, and then maybe in like a couple months, it'll be, hey, your PlayStation 5 PS Plus game of the month is Exo Primal. And you'll be like, all right, I guess now I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks neat. Like I don't mind what it is and all that stuff. Yeah, but it just
I mean,
I don't know
if it is. Yeah, if it is your kind of game, I watched the trailer and I pretty early on the trailer I realized that it isn't a game for me because it looked a lot like your typical Anthem or the Division or Outriders or that kind of game where it is your four people fighting. Yeah,
I believe so. Third, yeah.
The trailer just kind of screams games as service game, and I was like, I'm not about that.
Well, it looked like that kind of game where you are four people, everyone has their design type of character, and you fight hordes of enemies, go through the level, rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of people like it, but it isn't my kind of game. You really need a group of friends that are going to commit to playing the game to actually get any enjoyment of it.
Well, Ignacio, when it comes to PS Plus, we can get it for free. There's 4 of us.
That's exactly when I saw it. I was like, hopefully this is like a PS Plus game or something free because it looks like that kind of game.
Yeah.
So that's Exo Primal. And then next after that, we got another trailer for Ghostwire Tokyo. Which looks absolutely incredible. So I think this game looks freaking cool. What do you think, Ignacio?
It looks pretty cool, but it looks as cool as it looked last time. So I'm already happy for Ghostwire Tokyo, so I didn't needed the game. But like I said before, it is impressive how Deathloop got a lot of press, and Ghostwire hasn't gotten that much. So I guess they have to put it out.
It comes out, yeah.
I guess because they know Ghostwire is going to sell itself.
I think it will. I
don't know how it will sell.
I think Ghostwire is going to do good because it's one of those games where I don't think you need to explain much what it is. Deathloop needed that a lot because it was kind of confusing.
I think Ghostwire you need to explain a lot.
I also think it might have something to do with the markets they're trying to sell it in. Like I feel like this, like I'm sure they're marketing this more in Japan. Than we get here. Whereas Deathloop, it like would sell better in the West here. So like they just market it here instead.
Plus, I feel like people see Ghostwire Tokyo and like they don't need to market as much because they already know the market of people over here that see it that are gonna buy it. Where like Deathloop, even if you're kind of sort of into it and you're not like a diehard fan of those games, you kind of need to be more sold on it. Where this, you either know you saw the first trailer of this, you either knew you were gonna buy it, or no matter what you saw, you were not going to buy it.
Yeah. You're getting it, Kyle? Or is it too scary still?
I'm getting it.
You're getting it?
I'm getting it. Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks scary, but I think I'm gonna.
Am I missing something? I see like I'm gonna get this as well, but like I see it, like I just don't understand your guys' like, oh yeah, Ghostwire. Like it just looks
fine. Cool.
It looks fine.
I think it looks cool.
Oh, then what do you have against Japan, huh?
I don't.
Learn more of other culture.
But like Bad Girl Nikki, like she'll see this game and she's like, I can't fucking wait for Ghostwire. And like I see it, and I'm excited, but like, yeah, that's cool.
It comes out. Excited. That's her taste, Alan. Obviously, she's excited for something she likes to see.
I just can't wait to perform some ninjutsu.
Is it because every trailer has been subtitled in Japanese?
Yeah, you're racist. I'm racist. What a racist. Okay. There you go. Don't defend yourself. Next, we got Stranger of Paradise.
Okay, I was just implying it. Just came out.
We already know I'm not, but like, because I love JRPGs. I love the Japan games.
So, do you love the next one that was shown then, Alan? Stranger of Paradise, Chaos. Final Fantasy Origin. We got another trailer for that one, and another demo as well that came out the same day. So, go ahead and try the demo if you want.
I wonder if he's there to kill Chaos.
Maybe
he might be.
I don't think so.
I hope this game does good. I think, coming off of Elden Ring being like that kind of, Souls-born game, I feel like people are going to be interested in trying this. Just hope it pulls it off, you know.
I don't know if it will.
Because
it's got some really big shoes to fill.
Yeah, because I'm seeing like the areas that they're showing like little pieces of like the world or whatever, and I'm seeing areas that are recognizable from Final Fantasy games, and I think that's super cool. So I'm wondering if there is that niche of people that love Final Fantasy and Dark Souls game, like if that's like, because that's what it's gonna target. That's exactly what it's gonna target. So
but I feel like if you're already deep into Elden Ring, you're not going to get Final Fantasy. And if you don't really want to play Elden Ring, then you'll get Final Fantasy. Like, I feel like you don't, because of how big Elden is, I feel like you don't get both. You either do one or the other.
Yeah, so I'm really wondering how the game is going to do. And it's not that I'm saying like it's a bad game. It's very cringe. It looks very cringe from that trailer that we saw, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. You know what I mean?
Some people love the cringe though.
Yeah. So, I like the cringe, honestly.
I do too.
I played one of the demos. I don't know which one it was, but it very much felt like a PS3 game, for better words.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna maybe keep some people away from it.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see how it does, because I am interested to see how it does. And then next, again, another cool game that we saw again is Forspoken, which was recently delayed from May to October, a whole 5 months. So here's another thing, and I'm sure Alan has something to say about this. Gameplay looks freaking incredible. I think it looks awesome. I think it looked great from the first time we saw gameplay. It reminded me of like the Pathless, sort of Shadow of the Colossus kind of thing. Like, it looked really cool. I thought it looked awesome, and it continues to look awesome the more we see. So, what do you have to say about gameplay?
I half agree. I thought this Forspoken trailer looked finally good. All the Forspoken trailers have looked great.
Yeah.
But this one, I like, for my taste personally, I saw the gameplay and I was like, this gameplay is starting to look. It's looking tighter. It's looking like it's more together.
Yeah.
The earlier trailers, I like Forspoken, but the gameplay just looked it just looked like something was off, but this one looks like it's all coming together. Looks like those whole 5 months is helping it out a lot.
Yeah, it just, like, for me, they just really hadn't shown much of the combat yet. And now we finally got to see that. Like, we saw a little bit of traversal, little bit of the story stuff, a few little like, oh, there's an animation for a spell. But like this one really showcased the combat, which looks insane. So yeah, this one looks good.
The other thing I'm saying is that we're still not seeing I'm seeing combat, I'm seeing story, but I'm still not seeing what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, like, what are we doing there?
Yeah.
So,
and also, my problem is still that the world feels a little bit empty still.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Final Fantasy 15, where I felt no reason as to go anywhere other than the road. So it feels a little bit empty. But I agree that this trailer looks better than the previous trailers because it does a better job of showcasing the actual combat and the powers that you get.
Like, Ignacio, you're probably thinking the same thing where like the traversal mechanics look really good, but once that novelty wears off, that kind of open world, you'll kind of be like, all right,
I'm just running through an open field with nothing else.
That's the vibe I get too. So, but yeah, this is the best Forspoken trailer by a mile.
Yeah, and I'm sure the delay is going to do a lot of good for it because it is a pretty chunky delay, 5 months. So, hopefully that works out well for them. So I guess we'll see. And then next up, we got Kyle's cup of tea here, a trailer for Gundam Evolution, which I thought looked pretty freaking cool, actually. So what did you think, Kyle?
Yeah, it looks pretty neat. I'm definitely interested and would like to check it out. Still, I doubt it's going to be great, though. You know what I mean? Like, it looks, again, kind of like the not Dino Crisis game. It looks like you could have some great fun with that if you squatted up with people and like got in on these fight. Like, yeah, looks good. There's been a lot of Gundam games. I don't think any one of them has really broken out of this like mediocre or bad. Yeah.
It looked a lot like Overwatch to me.
Yeah,
it's ripe for that stuff though.
Yeah,
like they have great stories, they have great mechs, you can customize them, you can do, it's perfect for that stuff, and they just haven't made one that has hit yet.
Yeah,
so
I didn't, when they say Gundam, I didn't expect this kind of gameplay, because like you say, it reminds me of an Overwatch. It's like an arena shooter, whatever, team versus team. It wasn't what I expected, and also from the little I know from Gundam, which is just looking at the Gundams themselves, it didn't look like it was a Gundam game. It looked like it was another one of the shooter games. So I don't know where the Gundam IP comes in, what the twist is with the Gundams. I know we saw at one point some mech turn into another thing, so that could be cool, but I don't know, it just felt weird.
Yeah. Alan,
Kyle, the good news is that Exo Primal is a PS5 game, and this is a PS5, PS4 game. So Exo Primal, your PS5 game, Gundam Evolution, your PS4 game.
There you
for
go.
PS Plus.
Also,
sit back and wait. They'll come to me.
Also, this is free to play, apparently.
Oh, is it?
There you go.
There you go. So good to try. Good to
stuff.
try.
Good to know.
Definitely worth it. All right, and then next up after that, we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game collection, which is called the Kawabunga collection. I don't really have any thoughts on that, so you guys are good with that?
This is just like I haven't played much except one of the arcade versions of one of these games a long time ago. This is great. It is a collection of literally all of them. And
yeah, it has a ton of games.
Konami, hey, like there's some other stuff we would also like you to do this with. And just so hopefully this does well enough that they get inspired to do a Metal Gear collection.
Yeah.
So
well, Konami.
Well, that won't benefit Ignacio because he's already played through all of them again. So
yeah.
Where's the remake? Where's Metal Gear remake? Huh?
Yeah,
he'll play the Metal Gear collection, then he'll talk about it on what we've been playing again.
Yeah, I would play those games again.
That too, but I think there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game coming out later this year.
Shredder's
is that right?
Something, I think.
Shredder's Revenge or something. Yeah. So I mean, this is a good, like, hey, if you want to dive into the older versions of that, here you go. Bam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Konami has been doing these.
Yeah, they have. They did Castlevania and this.
That's true.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
So they're ramping up to it. They're definitely ramping up to it.
Yeah.
So then after Ninja Turtles, we got we watched this yesterday. I already forgot about this.
Yeah, I saw this in the article and I was like, wait, this was announced?
Yeah, Gigabash, which looked like it's a kaiju brawler is what they describe it as.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a top-down or isometric view of, and then you're going one person against three or so. I don't know what I'm
sensing a theme here. Giant mechs, giant kaiju, and millions of dinos. That sounds like a PS Plus month to me.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the dinosaur.
It was at this point the state of play. It was at the TMNT part that I officially kind of tuned out of the state of play, and I was like, I'm kind of done.
Yeah. So
honestly, I was expecting for the game to at least have, I don't know, Godzilla or someone notable in the game.
Maybe
put Godzilla in there, put the Evangelion there.
There will be
Gundams. Will they?
They have to.
Wouldn't we have seen it though? Like, don't you think you would have shown that in the trailer?
Yeah, I think you would have seen it.
No, I think eventually they'll probably show that. Like eventually that'll be a thing.
Oh, I got it. They're
holding
back because they know that people want it and the hype is unreal, so they have to hold it back.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, not to be mean or anything. This game is DOA. Am I right? Dead on arrival. It did look whatever. It looked whatever. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
It's DOTBA.
It's definitely it might be a PS Plus game. I'll try it if it is.
Well, now we've got our whole triple lineup.
We got our PS Plus month for next year.
For May.
Yeah. And then next up we got Alan's cup of tea, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. which is a remake. I didn't even know this was a.
This was the peak of the whole state of play, and everything after this, I didn't give a shit about anymore.
So you're excited for this game?
Yes, even though it is a remake, and yes, you've never heard this because I believe All-Star Battle never came to the West.
Oh, so it's like a near remake kind of.
Yeah, so it's a game that people port and play, but we've never actually gotten it. So it's a remake, but we're getting it for the first time.
Yeah,
this isn't for everybody, but like being a massive JoJo fan is my favorite anime. This was like the trailer started and we didn't see anything, and I was tuned out, and then I saw the menacing symbols, and I was like, yo,
well,
I was like, dude.
The funny thing is that the announcer, before showing the game, the announcer said something like, "We're bringing back a fighting game," and then they show that one corridor, and I thought immediately, okay, Street Fighter 6. We're gonna see Street Fighter because it looks like that corridor from the announcement.
Man,
turns out to be this thing.
Hype. I was so excited at this point.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad you're excited for that then, Alan. And then after that, we got another look at Trek to Yomi, which looks absolutely sick, dude. You're excited for that, Kyle?
Oh God, it looks so good. I knew this game looked good. I've been excited for this game for a while, but yeah, holy shit, this game looks awesome. I'm stoked. I will have to say, this opening scene right here where he's like slashing some of the people, there's some bits of it that look a little slow in a way that like, man, Sifu nailed their combat. Like, I'm wondering how combat is going to compare to that, just because it feels like they could potentially be similar.
It looked more similar to Ghost of Tsushima combat to me. Yeah. Just 2D way.
That too.
It looked like that. I wonder how close to that will be, because from what we saw, it gave me those same vibes, but we never saw your character actually fighting someone. It was always more like one stab, I kill you, I kill the other one, I kill. So it was never,
I didn't notice that,
like, challenging or breaking someone's stance or something like that. It felt very much like I attack and I kill you.
Like, it seemed like just like a pure hack and slash,
like Dead Cells, like similar to what Dead Cells is like if you played that one. Which would actually be really cool if it was like that, because it relies, but it also didn't look like it relied on speed, if anything. It looks like you're walking through these places and stuff like that. But I thought it looked awesome. It was Ghost of Tsushima Ishikawa mode or whatever, the whole time. So I think it looks really cool.
I mean, yeah, it's very inspired by Kurosawa's filmography.
Ishikawa Kurosawa. Sawa. You could have corrected me, Kyle, instead of just making me
Spring. I didn't know that that's what you were referring to, and so I was just like, yeah, it's this.
Who the hell is Ishikawa, dude? Who's Ishikawa? I've heard that name before.
I'm sure it's a name.
Now who's racist?
Ishikawa.
Yeah, no. So this we did
don't
not
defend
have
yourself.
a release window on this before, so we got a release window, which is spring 2022. So that's real soon here, but still no real date.
Ishikawa is just a city in Japan, so I could have sworn I heard that somewhere else.
I believe it is a surname, a last name, so
it's a pretty common name.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and then next up we got an update for Returnal. It's called Ascension, and it brings co-op and a survival mode, which I thought looked freaking great. I thought Returnal, as you guys know, I think it's a bad game, so I'll try it for co-op, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? So I guess we'll see. What did you guys think of the co-op mode in this? You're going to go back to it? Alan, you bought it and never played it, right?
Yeah, I mean, this update doesn't entice me at all to play it still, so I will still probably never play it at this point.
And then
I'm too far gone.
I remember you really loving it, Kyle, right?
No. I mean,
no?
like, yes and no, right? Like, the game is so good. It looks fantastic. It plays so well, but it's just so freaking difficult for me that I can't get past the first boss. It was just like, well, all right. I guess I'm not getting any younger. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh, well.
And Ignacio, does it make you want to go back or no?
No, because I don't know with who I would play it.
Well, it's more than just a co-op mode. There's a survival mode as well. That's why.
Yeah, but I never finished.
As if I wasn't trying to survive in the regular mode.
Exactly. So,
survival mode's for if you didn't struggle in the main game.
Yeah, I never finished the game, so if I were to play, I would go back to the main story.
Yeah. Fuck that game. Next thing we got was last two here. We got some good RPGs here. The next one was a strategy RPG called The Diofield Chronicle. The Diofield Chronicle. The Diofield Chronicle.
This was like at the end here, Square announced 2 more games.
Yeah.
This one, in my opinion, looked better than the next one we're about to mention here.
this one looks better than the last one.
Yeah, but they're also very different styles of RPG here. So this is more of the like strategy tactical stuff, more of an XCOM style, if you will.
Yeah.
But
more of a Kyle game.
Sure, yeah, something that I would be into. Whereas the next one was more action based, and I was like, I bet you Alan will like that one.
Yeah, the next one's more up my alley.
Yeah, the next one is.
I'm excited about this one. Let me see if I can show some of the gameplay on here.
Yeah, so I was looking at this one as the trailer was going. I was like, oh, this looks actually really cool. So let's see what it is. And then they start showing the gameplay, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe, I respect it. I respect these types of games, but I haven't really gotten into them as much as
that's what I meant. Like I was watching State of Play, and I was like, damn, this looks kind of sick.
Yeah.
And then then they got to gameplay, and I was like, all right, I pulled out my phone.
Okay, yeah, and then we got to the next one after that. And that was like, okay, this looks cool too. Let's see what the gameplay is like for this one. And this one's called Valkyrie Elysium. Valkyrie Elysium. So I'm not making these names up. I'm like, these are full game names for Square Enix games. And this one, they started showing the game, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. Same thing as Diofield Chronicle. And they started showing the gameplay, which looks cool. My kind of game. More
action, more stuff, The best example is the gameplay looks quite a bit like the Nier Combat and Drakengard. It looks a lot like those.
It looked a little clunky though, a little bit.
It does.
It did look a little clunky. It looked similar to Tales of Arise as well. Tales of Arise Combat. It looked something like that. Which is good. I thought it looked pretty interesting. This is a game I definitely want to try out. So yeah, that's it.
That character model looks so stiff.
The Valkyrie Elysium trailer. Yeah, the gameplay had some sections it looked a little clunky and it needed more work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the cutscenes they showed, it did not look very good.
Yeah, it looked very very regular B, like a B kind of, not AAA.
And that's the thing. The Diofield Chronicle looked incredible, but the gameplay wasn't for me. Valkyrie Elysium's gameplay looked pretty good while needing more work, but the look of the game it's not working out right now.
Yeah, definitely looked not as good as it should have.
It's that. Have you guys seen those? Have you seen those anime shows that do the computerized 3D models, but then try to make it look like it has the outlines of a 2D drawing? It looks kind of like that, where it's almost cell shaded, but it's not. But everything is.
It looks
as
off.
a result.
All right.
It gives me that same off-putting feeling when you see a show that uses a little bit too much of CGI in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
where it just looks
let
kind
me
of
ask you
odd.
this: who do you think that character at the end was? They walk up and they're just like, "Who the hell are you?" And it's this like
I
sexy
bet it's just a
lady
character
in a-
from the game.
It's a fallen Valkyrie from Elysium.
I was almost wondering if that's gonna be like a famous actor that we know, like it's
Oh.
Tessa Thompson or Rosario Dawson or some
I don't think
so.
so. Yeah.
No,
I didn't think that.
yeah, if it were that, then the
Interesting,
stinger
okay.
would be
If it
her
were
saying
that,
something.
if it were that, it also would have shown us her face. I think. I
don't
think
know.
it would ended up like that. You think they're gonna do another trailer and then show the face of Rosario Dawson?
Potentially,
Maybe, I guess.
you never
honestly.
know.
That would be interesting because we've never seen anybody like that in a JRPG. So that would be interesting to see. But yeah, that's all we got for the state of play. My general thoughts on it are it was all right. That was whatever. Nothing really intense.
It had a good pace, but yeah, the games were whatever.
I like that it really was like it didn't stick too long on a game. Like I thought it would be like, okay, this is gonna stay on Stranger of Paradise for quite some time, and then we'll see like another few games. But no, it blazed through all these games, new trailers for games we've seen, and then new reveals for other games, and all coming relatively soon already. So that's not that bad. But same, you guys share the same sentiment, I assume.
Yeah.
That's pretty all right. I know Alan hated it, so we'll probably just skip him since he left. So we'll go to the next news article here. So number 2, more PlayStation news here, but not the good kind. Not the good kind. 8 more women allege sexism at PlayStation, intensifying the lawsuit. So I read this today. I didn't know this was happening, guys. I don't know if it was just ignorance or just I wasn't looking into it or anything. But I didn't. When did this start happening, this lawsuit with PlayStation?
To be honest, I don't know. This was also this week was the first that I had heard about this.
Yeah.
Because according to this story, the first one I saw was the one that we have here in the doc by Stephen Totilo at Axios. And they mentioned that, Sony tried to get this lawsuit dismissed a while back, claiming that you weren't specific in your claims of all this stuff. It's just this very vague thing here.
Let me read this here then, and then we could, I guess, touch up on it. So this again, for like Kyle mentioned, from Stephen Totilo from Axios, says here 8 more women, former and current employees at Sony PlayStation, have added their accounts of sexist treatment to a proposed class action lawsuit against the gaming giant. The new declarations add to former IT security analyst Emma Majo's assertion that PlayStation, like many other game companies, has long had a workplace culture that is hostile to women. Majo filed a gender discrimination suit against PlayStation last November, not just for what she says is her own wrongful termination after complaining about sexism, but on behalf of all women who've worked for the company. Sony denied Majo's claims last month, asking a court to toss the lawsuit over the lack of specific facts. In response, Majo's attorney yesterday filed statements from the 8 women, including a current PlayStation employee. The women describe a range of behaviors across multiple US-based PlayStation offices, including demeaning comments, unwelcome advances, a lack of attention paid to their work or ideas, and most frequently, a sense that it was harder for women to be promoted in the company. So, I am not, to be honest with you, surprised at this stuff happening. I think it happens pretty much everywhere, which is horrible. But it seems like it's been kept really quiet until now, because this was last November, and I'm just hearing about it now.
I mean that's the thing I think we can do right now is just believe the victims and advocate for better workplace practices. I hope that there is some kind of further investigation into all of this and stuff like that, so we can find out what really happened and fix it.
Yeah.
Right. But I just it sucks. sucks that it happens so fucking much.
Yeah, it does happen so much. And it's horrible. It's horrible because, yeah, I mean, well, we're still, you know, Blizzard, Activision is still in the thick of it, and they're not going to be, you know, that's going to be there for a long time. So, this happening here now, just another one and another one. It gets tiring after a while, of course, and it's like, it's just it's that thing of like, man, I'm tired of hearing about this. Like, why can't people just be better to everyone else?
Why can't people just be better people?
Yeah, just be better. Just it's so easy. It's so easy to be normal. You know what I mean? So easy to just be normal. Because if you're normal, you're nice, right? If you're just normal, you're nice, right, Alan? Don't you think? Just be normal.
It's more complicated than that.
You think so?
I'm not on either side. I'm actually not on PlayStation side, not on the victim side, because I've seen at other places and prior places, I've seen management and companies do wrong things and not be the better people. But I've also seen people make up claims to try to benefit from situations that they might actually be blowing things out of proportion. I'm not saying the victims are lying, but I'm not saying that they're entirely truthful either.
No, it happens, of course.
I take no sides.
You need to investigate this stuff there.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to denounce the victims, but I'm also not going to blame PlayStation either, because there's not enough.
That definitely is a thing that happens where people do lie, and it is also a thing like we can't think like the entirety of PlayStation as a company is like that. You know, it could be you know, just a set amount of people that are like that need to go or something like that. But yeah, you can immediately denounce an entire company for lying. Until you,
well, I mean, even outside of that, like even outside of that, like I've seen so many people that like when the Me Too movement happened and like coming out with like abuse or victims of just any kinds of people, like, or when people get like a condition or something and they're able to like abuse the system, like with the COVID system, I've seen so many people that actually get COVID and need the system, but then so many people just abuse it as well. Like, why not just be like, oh, I'm a part of whatever group that can benefit from getting attention or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue in those cases is that you can't really then apply that to all of them, right? It's like those people
Definitely
that are trying to take advantage, then like that just makes them terrible.
Well,
people.
So, but that's why like I reached like. And the Activision one is different because that one we have actual proof of things being, there is legitimately millions of things of why that's bad. This one, since it was so secret and just all of a sudden just, oh, here's 8 people. Like I'm sorry, like I don't trust the situation. You could tell me your story. I'm not gonna be against you, but I don't trust you either.
Yeah. Well, it is now. It is a lawsuit. They have presented their side. Sony presented their side. They apparently have more proof. The defendants or the accusers here. So we'll see. I think that if 8 people come out, it kind of makes you think that okay, yeah, maybe there is something going on here. And I think that chances are that. Unfortunately, it very really could be happening because that's an unfortunate reality that these things happen. And if you have a company as big as Sony, then I'm sure that there are maybe more than just 8. Just playing the numbers game, there are probably more. So
yeah, I'm sure there's people that just don't want to say anything.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, it happens everywhere, which sucks, and all kinds of things happen everywhere, which is horrible. So. There it is. So we'll see what happens as that develops. So my friends, that is all for the big news. Of course, it was all Sony. So let's go ahead and move on to the new and notable.
Wow, this is kind of a fat list of new and notable.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna start with Gunhouse is hosting a bundle of over 500 games on itch.io.
itch.io, yep.
And this is in help to support Ukraine. It is a $10 minimum donation, but of course, They encourage giving more if you can to help out, obviously, the ongoing struggle of Russia not doing nice things to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's all sorts of games on here. I saw people mentioning games like Celeste is on this. So
Super hot, powerful.
Yeah.
Dude,
like a lot of stuff. Absolutely worth at least the $10 here to go.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth
get
it.
that.
It's definitely worth it. So, but yeah, you could always donate more than you want. Of course, it goes to a good cause. So yeah, that's great.
Next up, guys, F-Zero's coming to Nintendo Switch. F-Zero X will be available on the Nintendo Switch Online's N64 expansion coming on March 11th. As of recording this tomorrow.
Yeah. And the rollout for N64 games have been such a weird one because I don't remember what number of game this is, but it was pretty low, like 11th game or something like that to come on the system or on the service. So what's up, Nintendo? You have way more games. Why aren't you putting more games regularly?
Because they need you to keep the service, so they drip feed you so you keep it.
Yeah, I know.
That's well, in like 6 months.
Bunch of scammers.
Well, don't worry, because Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S finally on March 15th.
Who's getting that? Who's copping that, dude?
No.
No.
I feel like I think I played it enough.
Yeah.
Well, if you want something different, Tunic comes out for the Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, and PC on March 16th. RIP PlayStation, because no Tunic for us.
Is that on Game Pass? Does that come out on Game Pass?
Probably.
I don't know.
I think
I'm not sure.
Right? I think it will.
It probably will.
Yeah. That's cool. Looks like a cool game.
Killing Chaos, Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins for PS5, the Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on March 18th. The new demo is out as of yesterday. We're recording this when you hear this. There is a new demo out right now. Go play it or just buy the game because it comes out in 8 days.
Heck yeah.
As of today.
Heck yeah.
As of today.
Rune Factory 5 for the Switch on March 22nd, if you're interested in that. Kyle, because you were excited, the Trek to Yomi got a release window of spring 2022. Again, as you mentioned, no release date. This is for PS5, PS4, the Xbox Series X and S, and One, and PC. It's spring 2022. This is going to be mid-April.
Mid-April, you think?
I feel it. Mid-April.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
As we mentioned, Forspoken was delayed a whole 5 months to October 11th. RIP.
There we go.
And Gotham Knights got a new release date of October 25th, 2022.
Heck yeah, dude.
Boy.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that looks good.
You can't play Forspoken and Gotham Knights. They're too close together.
Ooh.
I can do whatever I want, Alan.
Heck yeah, you can.
And last up, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp has been delayed due to current global events.
Interesting. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. When is it supposed to
it
come
was
out?
delayed indefinitely.
No, but when was
They
it
said that-
supposed to come out?
April something.
Oh.
See, now Trek to Yomi can take it.
Yeah.
But it is unfortunate. Whenever we get a new release date, you will see it somewhere, or you can hear it from us when we get the new release date.
Mhm.
And that has been your new and notable for March 10th or Mario Day.
Mario Day.
Or
Yeah,
Martin
Day.
Lawrence or Martin
Martin Day,
Scorsese Day.
Martin Day. There you go. Lightning round is next. Let's do that.
Alan, you didn't say your new and notable is now old and noted.
I know, I did. I switched it up on you. I switched it up on you.
We're killing
switched
it.
it up
We're
on
no
you.
longer
You
allowed
switched
to
it up?
say it.
I feel like you didn't switch it up because I didn't hear I didn't
I
hear
didn't,
a line or nothing.
because you were expecting it. I didn't say it, so it threw you off your rhythm.
Yeah.
Because you were expecting it, I didn't say it.
Oh, snap. First up on Lightning Round, we have PlayStation added their names to the list of devs/publishers stopping sales in Russia. Bungie is also stopping all Destiny 2 sales in Russia and Belarus.
There you go. Suck it, dudes. That's what they're saying, right?
In Russia, you don't play Destiny 2.
Yeah. Servers going down.
Next up, we have Jeff Keighley has apparently signed a new deal to continue making Gamescom's opening night live. He will be live in Cologne, Germany on Tuesday, August 23rd.
Okay, cool. Jeff Keighley,
pretty
cool
exciting.
guy.
Yeah, always opening night live. A very good show.
Glorified Google dog.
Haven't heard anything about what does he call Summer Games?
Summer Games Fest.
Is that him?
Yeah, Summer Games Fest.
Yeah,
that's
remember.
it. Yeah,
It's a glorified Google Calendar.
Google
So who cares?
calendar. They all
Next
are.
up, we have the long-anticipated game Skull and Bones is getting an insider test program.
Heck yeah, dude.
This game is real.
It's real.
How is this game
Apparently.
still alive?
I don't even know what this. I don't even know what this game is.
This is remember way back when Assassin's Creed first put ship combat in the games.
Oh, that's
this
what
is a game that they were like, you guys liked the ship combat, we'll give you more ship combat, and then the game just never went anywhere.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I did
This is
not
Skull and
even.
Bones.
I was reading the article of Skull and Bones, and it's like the anticipated game. Like, I don't even know what the hell this is.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
everyone has
recognize
forgotten.
this.
Yeah. I don't expect much from that game, to be honest. I never did, and I know.
No, that game's gonna. Yeah,
Neither do
that
I.
game's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, especially not now.
It's been too long already, you know?
No. Hey, maybe they took their time and it's gonna be a good game because of it.
If you want good ship combat, just play Black Flag Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, indeed. Next up, we have Square Enix has launched a new website celebrating Final Fantasy's 35th anniversary, as well as YouTube music channel that has over 5,500 tracks.
Gino, you subscribe to this, right?
Yeah, no, I just subscribed to it, but I already had all that music, so sorry, don't.
How many of those tracks are Final Fantasy 14?
All of them. So
All of them.
5,499 of them
Final
are.
Fantasy 14 has the best video game music ever.
Oh, shit. It sounds like I
Ever.
will not be subscribing to that channel.
Of all video games.
Sorry that I will not be listening to it then.
There you go. Nier is pretty good
Next
too.
news story.
Nier is pretty good too. Nier music.
We're not talking about that one. Next news story. The speedrunner Lil Aggie has already beaten Elden Ring in under an hour.
God.
What
Little Aggie, what a
the
champ.
freak?
What a champ.
What? How? That's what I want to know. What the fuck?
Well, you couldn't beat it in under an hour if you were doing glitchless, but there are glitches. I remember watching Dark Souls speedruns. There's speedruns that let you skip like entire whole ass sections of the game because you just clip through the area.
Yeah,
he
I'm sure
probably
that
has something where it's like if you jump off the cliff on your horse at this certain speed going this way, it just like rocket launches you. Like,
Was
the
it
end
recorded?
here.
Was it recorded? Because I want to see that. That's crazy, dude.
I would hope so, but I'm not sure.
He's like, take my word for it. He did it. All right, what's next?
Guys, we talked about Ghost Runner. No, wait, Ghost Runner. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Ghostwire Tokyo, Ikumi Nakamura has announced her new studio, Unseen.
Oh.
Yeah. She was the original creative director on Ghostwire and then quit. She's now a brand new mom.
Nice.
Has her own studio here. So they made their announcement.
Nice.
It is incredible how popular she got from just that one presentation.
She was adorable.
She is. Yeah. She's beautiful. She's incredible.
Yeah.
She's
I'm
so
just
funny.
saying that only with that, she is already a big name in the industry.
Yeah, that's true.
She was like their rising star though. Like like behind the scenes, it seems like she was kind of their next up and comer big name thing. And yeah, they put her on stage and everyone was like, oh, kawaii, it's so cute. So
next up we have Activision is being investigated for insider trading. Add that one to the list.
They need to cut themselves a break, dude. They need to just be better, man. I don't know what insider trading is.
You know what they
say?
Sure like, so even bad publicity is good publicity.
That's what they're saying all the time.
The insider trading is when they got bought by Microsoft. I believe it was like Microsoft stock went down because they were just like, oh, you just bought this bad company, but all of Activision stock like went up. Yeah. So insider trading is someone knew that deal was happening and like bought a bunch of these stock or like sold all this Microsoft stock or like
that's why stock programs are supposed to have that blackout period where like you're not allowed to buy or sell because of insider trading.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is they just Alan said it. Hey, bad publicity is good publicity. That's what they're saying.
We'll see. If that's true, then Activision is doing great.
Yeah. Activision's sitting there and they're like, we haven't been talked about in a while. Hey, someone leaked the insider trading.
Yeah.
Horrible, dude.
Speaking of legal problems, a lawsuit has been filed against Take-Two for its use of loot boxes in NBA 2K.
They deserve it, you know what I mean? Because if they're trying to give what is it? They were suing who is it? Haze Light for It Takes Two or something. So fuck Take-Two. Get out of here, dude. Yeah, they were doing something like that, right? Weren't they like telling them to change the name of It Takes Two or something? You don't remember that?
I thought it sounds familiar. Like bar. Like there was some like axe throwing bar that had like what the fuck am I thinking of? It was something real similar where it was just like, this seems so stupid. Like, why would they get involved against this?
No, but I believe that they had something. They had something against It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Take-Two first took action in the It Takes Two case by issuing a trademark claim against Haze Light over the game title. There you go. That's what happened.
Yeah. And just because of that, Gino hates Take-Two.
Yeah, fuck Take-Two.
Speaking of two, what's up next?
Speaking of two, Overwatch the second had a dev update this week and had closed beta is coming next month.
I really thought they gave up. Yeah. You know what I mean? I really thought they gave up.
They announced some new updates, what they're hoping to do, all that stuff. I'm not gonna go into detail because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But if you're a pro or if you're on staff, they have a closed beta going on, I believe, like right now or this next week. But then they're doing like I guess like an invite only closed beta next month.
Cool.
For whoever.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Yeah. And finally, some good news to be looking forward to. Super Nintendo World is set to open on Universal Studios Hollywood in 2023.
That's pretty soon, dude. That's just a year from now. Start getting your tickets.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Very excited for that. I thought that was only going to stay over there, but I'm glad it's coming over here.
No, they had mentioned they were going to bring it to the US.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So that is it for the lightning round. That is it for everything we got here on this doc. Kyle, what are you looking forward to this week?
And
playing more triangle strategy.
What'd you say and for?
Alan, you had something to say?
Yeah.
No, because you always ask, where can they find you and what you're looking forward to?
Mixing it up, living it up. You know what I mean? Just like you did.
Keep bringing it coming.
Just like you did. Alan, what are you looking forward to this week?
To eventually feel better physically and to just keep playing Elden Ring. It's very simple goals, simple simple things.
If you could choose only one of those two things to happen, what would you choose?
That's a good question. He's
thinking about it.
To feel better.
That's a tough one.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That's great.
Not a true gamer.
Ignacio, what are you looking forward to this week?
Funny enough, playing more Elden Ring. I'm really liking that game, and I really want to keep playing it.
Interesting. Let's snake back around. Ignacio, where can people find you?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Thanks so much. Alan, where can people find you on the internet? And you haven't streamed in a while. You know that? You haven't streamed in a while. So
Did you know that, Alan? Had you noticed?
Have you noticed?
Slacking.
I did notice, Gino. I would notice more than anybody, but yes, you can follow me at Twitter at Alan Busby, and I guess tweet at me that I haven't streamed in a while, like Gino just wanted to throw that out there.
There you go. Kyle, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. And before we get to Gino, I do want to give a quick update. I am moving at the end of the month. I know I mentioned that before here on the show, but I'm mentioning that again because our recording schedule might be a little different, or how the show looks or appears might be a little different in the next couple weeks here. So just be aware of that. That I won't have access to my main computer here. So
yeah, there might be around the end of the month an episode where it might just be Alan and Ignacio, just so you guys know. Because I have some stuff at the end of the month too, just so you guys know.
Kyle, just get a nice potato, and then on the car ride, just plug your computer into the potato, and boom.
Like in Portal.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Yep.
I am looking forward to.
I mean, I think it would be better to jack it to the battery of the car rather than the potato. But
potato, right?
Yeah. Gosh, I'm looking forward to playing some more Elden Ring, of course, as well. Man, I really hope I could beat Horizon. You know, I just got to Vegas, which is pretty early in, I think. So
to be honest, though, Vegas was the best spot in the whole game.
I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked by it. So yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Sure, yeah.
You're supposed to be beating Elden Ring. You said you would beat it.
I will. Okay, so I'm very excited to do so. And of course, you guys can find me beating Elden Ring, probably, and Horizon over at twitch.tv/GinoVii, and on Twitter at Gino_V Terry. And then you guys could find all of us over at the Whatnauts on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. Kyle put a really funny TikTok of just fake news, 100%. So don't ever.
It was actual real news. Chocobo GP is out on March 10th today. It's out.
Martin Day, yeah,
and it will ruin Gino's life.
Absolutely not. Don't know where that's coming from, but there you go.
Final Fantasy 14 killer. You heard it here.
There you go. And this has been Crossplay, my friends, and you have been played.
Peace.
Good night.
Bye.